The Daniels, composed of Daniel Scheinert and Daniel Kwan, made an A24 film called Everything Everywhere All at Once for $25 million, in large part thanks to executive producers Anthony and Joe Russo, two brothers who directed The Daniels are a bit different. Many filmmakers get their start in Hollywood by cutting their teeth with music videos. That's how David Fincher, Michael Bay, and a bunch of others did it. But rarely has a young two-man directorial team been able to secure the backing of the people behind the most profitable movie in history.
Now you may only see a pile of boring forms and numbers, but I see a story.
The fact that anyone would have turned down Everything Everywhere after the success that was the Daniels' first film, Swiss Army Man, should serve as all the proof needed that the big studios are asleep at the wheel, unable to recognize critical and commercial successes when they are looking them in the face. The Daniels were turned down by Amazon and Apple, literally the most profitable businesses in history, only to be brought in by A24, a beloved indie distributor known for its low budgets. What the Daniels have done here is special. Everything Everywhere All at Once will be talked about in undergrad film and philosophy courses for many, many years to come, and will likely serve as A24's high watermark for at least a little while, raking in over $100 million despite being released between The Batman and Morbius.
She appears to be in a universe where everyone has hot dogs instead of fingers.
Hollywood likes giving music video directors a shot at making feature films. I think there are two primary reasons for this. First, music videos are often focused on visual style. If you're confident that the movie from your new director will look pretty, it's going to be easier to market with trailers that interest an audience. Second, and I think this is the biggest selling point, music video directors know how to stretch a budget and get the most out of every dollar. The multiverse is a concept that has proliferated in pop culture over the past half-decade. Everything Everywhere approaches the concept from a different stance visually. Doctor Strange's jumps between realities required dozens, if not hundreds of people to art direct, build sets, and add CGI. Everything Everywhere pulls it off with a stapler and a post-it note, a Bluetooth earpiece, or mostly just with a great match cut. It's cleaner, keeps the story moving, and costs a whole lot less. This small piece of the narrative reflects the larger production ethos of the Daniels' approach to making this film. Make interesting choices cheaply. In many ways, the film draws inspiration from The Matrix, and perhaps even gently lampoons the now decades-old aesthetics of the movie, opting to show the equipment the characters use to jump through realities not as hyper-futuristic, dystopian tech, but as head massagers with LEDs on them and desktop computers from the 90s. In a narrative that largely centers around the choices that we make and the ripple effects they have on our larger narrative, the Daniels' own narrative was similarly affected by meaningful choices.
I have felt everything your daughter has felt. I know the joy and the pain of having you as my mother.
At its core, Everything Everywhere is a film about nihilism and absurdism. Joy, played by Stephanie Sue, is a daughter of immigrant parents. Torn between actualizing into the person that she wants to be and satisfying the people that love and provide for her, she is left without a choice that resolves this dilemma. In a setting of infinite possibilities, there isn't a single one where she can be the woman she was destined to be and someone her mother is proud of. Evelyn, played by Michelle Yeoh, similarly was unable to satisfy her father's dreams for her or to make a reality for herself that she could be happy in. The film goes to great lengths to establish that Evelyn is both unhappy and a failure in the meaningful aspects of her life.
Where
is he? When can I meet him?
Her decision to try to both appease her father and lead a life that she can be proud of led her to be the least successful version of herself in the entire multiverse. Waymond, played by Quan, is a father and a husband. He's a man who puts googly eyes on laundry bags, who dances with customers in his store and seeks to dissolve his marriage when he believes that it stands a chance of making his wife happy.
我从来没说过。
你根本不用说。
Sidebar. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, scientific discoveries, industrial revolution, and global trade made it more difficult for those aware of humanity's advancement to cling to the rigidity of Western religion. This triggered a philosophical crisis, as writers like Kierkegaard, Heidegger, Nietzsche, and Camus attempted to make sense of the meaning of life absent the certainty of God. Nihilism was born out of these philosophical treatments, an ethos loosely defined as a belief in nothing, or rather, that there is no meaning to be found in life. In response, two other schools of philosophical thought cropped up: existentialism and absurdism. Existentialism is characterized by a belief that because life has no meaning, it is up to the individual to find meaning through their choices. Absurdism is characterized by a belief that the individual must embrace the lack of meaning, that instead of searching for meaning, it is best to search for all the joy that life has to offer. I know this is a gross oversimplification, don't at me.
You should feel relieved. The bagel will show you the true nature of things. You'll be free from that box, just like me.
I was late to the party on Everything Everywhere All at Once, and if I think I had to point to one reason, it was because I, foolishly, wasn't sure that Michelle Yeoh would be a great dramatic lead. I had seen her performances in action films, but had never seen what she could do in a role of this kind. I would like to now admit to all of you just how wrong I was. She's incredible in this role, and it's clear why the Daniels chose her to anchor this film. One of the marks of a truly great actor is their ability to say one thing and convey something entirely different to the audience. Like this.
Joy, wait, please. I have something to say to you.
What?
You have to try and eat healthier. You are getting fat.
Evelyn's goal throughout most of the film is to change her daughter, to package her into something more digestible, seeing her only child as the one thing in her life that she can still have meaningful control over. Joy's stated goal, however, is to show her mother her own reality, to give her an understanding of what it is that Joy sees in her own life, and what she sees is nothingness. When Joy attempts to squeeze everything she can into her own life, including satisfying her mother, she discovers that her decisions don't matter, that she is chasing something she can never have. The only solution she has is to change the person that she is trying to please. Upon seeing the reality that her daughter inhabits, Evelyn's reality literally shatters. Moving from existentialism into nihilism, Evelyn embraces chaos, believing that her choices don't matter. As Evelyn hits her lowest point, Waymond, her husband, with childish wonder and a penchant for sticking googly eyes on anything that stands still long enough, defends her. He defends her decisions. He insists that when there is no meaning to be found, when we are all confused and scared, the best course forward is to be kind, that the only defense against nihilism is to embrace joy. And the film translates this in a literal sense, creating a situation where Evelyn saves the multiverse and her own family by embracing her daughter, Joy. I can't say enough positive things about Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's one of the best movies I've seen in years, and I hope that the Daniels continue to make films of this caliber for many, many years to come. I think we could all use it. Speaking of things we could all use, if you could use more video essays in your life, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment down below to tell me what you think of this analysis, or to tell me what you think I should watch next.